Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Awakened Wellness. Marie and myself, Jocelyn, are here to bring you another fantastic, fabulous show. I think, you're really on a roll, dear. And we're getting to the nitty-gritty and bringing these subjects to people in a very meaningful, everyday process. Our shows, Marie's show, where self-discovery meets purposeful, lasting change. Not the quick fix, feels good, sounds good, smells good, tastes good, but it's a quick change. We need something that's going to last for a lifetime. It's a process. It's a life skill that we all want, and to age gracefully, because 24 to 34 is aging gracefully. 34 to 44, as much as you little youngins don't think so. The earlier you learn it,
yes.
The better off your body is, and the easier it is for you. Because there's less, but. So take it away. Do we have some feedback?
We do.
Oh, good. I love feedback.
Okay, the first one is the title of the show is The Price of Life.
Okay.
And what we won't do to ensure our future health. That came from the producer of this show, Art.
Yay, thanks, Art.
He wanted to know what people wouldn't do to help themselves to better their lives. So we created a show for him. This is his show today.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first one. The next one is a client. She has Parkinson's, and she does my Posture for Life all the time, and it re-educates the body and it keeps her strong. But she finds when she goes to massage, she gets very disoriented and her balance goes off. So she took it the next level with the massage therapist and said, if you're going to stretch me, we have to do it in patterns because you're screwing up my patterns and I lose my balance when I leave. So they worked together, and she said, I left feeling the best I've ever felt because we stayed in patterns. I didn't lose my balance. My body wasn't disoriented, and I felt really good.
So let's back up for a second. So when your patient said in patterns, is that from your book and from the Posture for Life?
Yes.
So there's another reason. Look up Posture for Life.
Yep.
There's patterns for your body, and individualize as you study on how you should do certain things, and there
what
it
is your nervous system fires at a certain way when you walk. And when we get older and we've had injuries, it gets skewed and it cheats. This brings it back. So if your body's confused, it just brings you back. And it works really well if you have any kind of chronic pain. It works really well. Like if you want to work out, you do it before you work out and you hit your muscles better. You're on point better because everybody shrinks a little as they age. So it brings everything back up to pattern correctly. And with Parkinson's, it works really well because it just helps them re-educate every day to bring that patterning back.
All right.
So it's huge.
Nice.
But she noticed how much that helped her, and we had talked over and over again why it helped, and then she took it to the next level when she went to her massage therapist.
And how nice that her massage therapist was open to it.
It was very cool, but that's what I want for people, to take it to the next level and make it work for them. Don't just take what I say. How are you going to use that for yourself in your everyday care?
And there she did.
She did.
Goes to a massage therapist.
Yeah.
Realized that something was off, took the time to figure it out, backtracked a little bit, and then brought it forward to that therapist who was open to making her the best she could be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a perfect circle
so
there.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
So Lucy, that one was for you.
Yay, Lucy.
Yeah. All right, this one was a dear friend of mine, her stepdaughter.
Okay.
She's 21, I think. And they were talking about something, and she got really mad, and she said, I know what I need to do, I just don't want to do it. And she says, I'm very aware, I know right from wrong, I know what I need to do for my body, I just don't want to. And they both had a really long chat about that. And my friend herself has some of the same struggles, so it was a great moment for them to both see that they're fighting their own reality and that they really both need to sit tight with themselves and realize if you really know, you probably should start acting on it.
Right, and that you can say, I know, but I don't want to.
But for a 20-something-year-old, that's huge that she's that aware of herself and that she's going against herself.
I hope she grows, that she can butt up against that butt and say, well,
we're all trying.
Today.
We're all trying.
Good for her, though. I like it.
All right, so the price of life, what we won't do to ensure our future health.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. Well,
Oh boy, let's
we
dive on
won't
in.
take the time to truly understand the long-term consequences of our choices.
We won't.
We won't. Okay? And that ties into the last show beautifully, the infomercial medicine, right?
Correct.
We won't really take the time to say, if I do this fad diet, how is that going to affect me long-term, not short-term? Yeah. We won't get to know us, to know what we truly need. We
Right.
want that Band-Aid versus what our body needs.
We're not listening.
Yep.
We're not doing what the 21-year-old realized.
Right.
We were just whitewashing it.
We won't learn how our body works. I work with people, I've been doing this over 20 years, and very few of my clients really want to understand that when they push off that foot, it activates the opposite hip, which activates the opposite shoulder. You want to know that. That's your body. Lucy did that. That was huge for her.
Yeah.
It was life-changing for her. We want to know how our body actually works. So we know if we've been sitting too long, we should get up and move.
Correct.
You know, you said something about the 20-somethings and the 30-somethings. They're at the biggest risk now because they're sitting for so many hours at these computers. They don't realize they're compressing that lumbar. They're skewing with that patterning that we just talked about. And they're going to have lower lumbar arthritis by the time they're 35. They're not going to have good gait as they age. Their nervous system is going to shut down. Their immune system is going to shut down. All those things because they don't want to think about what they're doing every day and what their body really needs in comparison to what they're doing.
Because they're I sometimes think about them as backpacks. We have all these little backpacks. So they're in this backpack right now that this is my job. My job says I have to sit. My job, you know, I'm in front of a computer. I'm working. It's good. I'm earning my, and it seems that that word I never can say, compartmentalize. We're all doing that, and none of the parts are talking.
Right, and what has happened over time, we've progressed so quickly with technology that we used to be farmers. We're not moving.
Correct.
TV has taken over our lives. Computers have taken, so we forgot who we were as the hunter-gatherer. But we're still that person. We haven't evolved out of that yet.
Correct.
But we're not paying any attention to it.
That's still
and giving it
who we are.
Well, it's our genetic makeup. You can't get away from it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't just cut it out.
It's not because I want you to do it.
Right.
Because that's who you are, right?
And it should be incorporated into our life, but it hasn't. It's been shoved to the back burner. It's been pushed behind us.
Right.
Wow. And if we don't search for it, if we don't identify it, if we don't even think for it, think about it for half a second. Correct.
Yep.
So let's just dance a little bit, and then you can have that pill, you know? and we're laughing, but it's actually
society
pretty
is
serious.
making it okay to take drugs or supplements. Society has given us the green card to take drugs or supplements or over-exercise or not exercise.
It's not your fault.
No.
But we've got the answer for you.
We have to take back our power. What we won't do is listen to our body and actually make choices on what it says, not what we want. That's a big one.
People have asked me a lot about that, and I send them to your website. So what would you say? Well, what do you mean I need to listen to my body and what it wants?
Well, when you're sitting there and you picked up something out of the fridge and your gut starts gurgling as soon as it gets it in your hand because you know when you eat that, it does that, and you're in the bathroom in an hour. I think it was talking pretty loud and clear.
And it's that obvious.
It is that obvious to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, just...
Yeah. The body tells you things all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Yep. And we've chosen not to listen, or that's ridiculous. The hair goes up on the back of your neck, let me tell you. Stop, look and listen, because it's 99.99% correct. I love that. That was a perfect example, because I think people think it's a lot more complicated than that, and it's not. Nice.
Yeah. There's energy in everything. And the minute you bring that energy into your space, like a negative person, food that's negative, you're going to feel it. And you're going to get that sinking feeling like, I ate that last time. But you know what? I really want that, so I'm eating it again.
Just one more time.
Yeah.
Just one more time.
Your body's talking to you the whole time.
Yep.
It doesn't ever stop.
There's another one that I've discovered when I was younger, and then you lose it as you get older. Life gets in the way. And instantly... I can smell something, a food, somebody's cooking a food, and instantly I'll be like, oh, nope, That's another sign. Oh, I don't want to be rude, I don't want to eat it. Well, I don't want to be in the bathroom for 3 hours or feel terrible for the rest of the day. So that's another little clue that your body's giving you. Smell. You can taste it sometimes.
Do you ever hear of dry January?
No.
Oh, God. Everybody
they stopped drinking for a month. Is that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how many times I've heard, I can't believe how clear I am. I can't believe how good I feel. I can't believe how much weight I've lost. And then February comes around, I go, did you go back on it? Well, yeah, January's over. The body talked the whole time.
And you didn't listen.
But you were doing the fad thing, so it's over. But if you go inward, you realize, well, maybe I can do it, but maybe not as much.
Right.
Maybe in a different way.
Yeah.
Maybe know that it's going to happen and then double down on your nutrition after because you screwed up your system. No, we just stop because dry January is over and then we go back.
It's February.
Yeah.
It's February.
Let's go back.
Silly us.
Yeah. This is my favorite.
Okay.
We avoid self-care time and me time.
Okay. Such as sitting quietly,
laying at night and stretching before you go to bed because they get cramps all night long. Oh, I stretch in the morning. I go, but you get cramps at bedtime and you've walked all day and the body's stressed. I stretch in the morning. Or I don't stretch at all. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I go, well, what do you do before bed? I got all kinds of things I got to do before bed. Well, you should take some time that quiets you. Yeah. I said, you watch TV? Sometimes I go, well, lay on the floor when you're watching TV. Stretch on the floor.
Do a couple of stretches.
I don't have room in my living room to do that.
Okay.
It does. The excuses just come. And I have somebody that has made excuses since the day I met her. And she recently took the initiative and cleaned a room in her house and made it like an exercise room. And somebody gave her a piece of equipment to use recently. And she came in and her body was so different. And I was like, what happened? What happened? And she told me, and I was like, and did you like follow a book? It was a Pilates machine. What do they call those? The reformers.
Okay.
I said, did you follow? No, I just laid on it and played and did what my body wanted because I was just trying it out. It was the best
Did you have to
thing
sit
she
down?
ever did for herself because she didn't do it the way someone told her to. She didn't get in a pattern. She just laid in there and just played. It was the best thing ever.
That's excellent.
But I noticed it right away in her body, which to me just is my verification that I'm on the right path because nothing had changed up until then. That's the only thing that had changed.
She made
She
room.
just took time for herself, went inward, played, didn't have an agenda, didn't focus, I have to do these many exercises, these many reps, and if I don't do it, I don't have time, I'm not going to go in there and do it, blah, blah. She just took a time and...
The fact that she even made room in her house for it is huge.
That was another story in itself. That was big. She had to stand up for herself in her own home because, not because anybody was upset with her doing it, because she felt like she was going to upset everybody to do it.
So having that story that ready because what if?
So she's like blooming. She's changing a lot, trying to take back her power and realize all these dialogues are stopping me from helping myself, but half of them aren't even real.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to me.
Wow. So not only do we give our power away, we also inhibit our own and don't listen to ourselves. That's pretty scary.
Yep. We won't stop the fad diets.
Yep.
And every time you do that, you lose bone and muscle, and you don't want to do that as you age.
No.
Muscle is and bone are the most
crucial.
Yeah. So that's a big one. We won't cook.
Yeah.
We won't cook to save our own lives. We won't even try. I don't know how. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. But it's part of survival. It's part of who we are. It's part of what we need to do to survive.
And we should try it to see if you really...
Start
is that something you
basic.
decided 20 years ago?
Get an air fryer. You can cook your meat, your vegetables, your potatoes. You're good to go.
I got an air fryer. I love it.
I love vegetables in the air fryer.
They're not mushy.
Salmon in the air fryer is to die for.
The chicken in the air fryer.
Like I said, you don't have to make a lot of dishes. You can learn how to do it. There's plenty of websites, Facebook pages that tell you how to do it.
If you get a big enough one and there's just two people, you can do your 2 portions of the
they
meat
even
on
have
one
ones
side.
that are like convection ovens now, and you have the little trays. My daughter has one of those.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And you don't need the oils because it's air frying. You might want a little.
Put a little
I squirt
bit.
olive oil on like asparagus.
Yeah, I do too. So good. It's like candy.
It is. It really is. And I love vegetables, but I hated preparing them. And I loathed that it all tasted and felt, the texture was mush.
Yep. No, the zucchini gets all crispy and soft inside.
I do them long and yeah.
Yep.
So next show will be cooking. Cooking for those who hate it.
Grocery shop. We won't grocery shop to save our lives.
Yep.
Especially in today's world now, we click buttons and we have it delivered.
Do you know I've never done that?
Oh, I have people that won't even go in the store. And I'm like, they say to me, well, how did you find that? I go, because I went in the store and walked around. Because you'll always find new ideas, new things you didn't think of, another new product that you can read and it makes you think of something else. If you stop yourself from going out and exploring, it stays the same all the time.
You never break out. You're in a self-imposed prison.
Then I hear, do you know how much time it takes? Or I don't want to walk that big store. I'll only go to little stores. You do want to walk that big store. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with the big stores, and mine is mainly, from my PTS, it smells. And it literally will make me sick to my stomach and I have to get out. So I've learned though.
But if you're walking the perimeter like you're supposed to,
right, don't go on the inside. But what I found is, so I have this circle that I do. So I'll leave the house and I go early. I leave at 7:30 in the morning because I'm a morning person, and I'll go straight down to Trader Joe's because they open at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and
that's
no
a real
crowds.
store,
Yep, no
and there's nobody
crowds.
there. And I have my set things that I get. I'm in, I'm out, and then I fly over to Aldi's because they've got certain things that I like, and they've got 3 or 4 ingredients. I grab those. Sometimes I go to Whole Foods. It depends on, what the week is and what I want to do. And then I might pop into Market Basket and just where I want to be, where there's not a lot of smell, and I come out. And people say, that takes forever. It takes me less than 2 hours.
Or what are you doing with that time?
It's less than 2 hours.
Yep.
And like you said, you can see, what she just put in her. What do you use that for? What's that vegetable? What is that thing?
Yep.
And you can have a conversation.
Yep. I knew somebody who was eating out every night because he had the means and it was just easier. And now he's been grocery shopping and cooking. Oh my God, the recipes he told me he created and how fun he's having. We started swapping recipes because I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And he came in and I was just like, wow, you're glowing. What's different? What's different? And it was just his nutrition because he wasn't eating out every day.
Wow. And he has recipes. That's what blows my
Well, you can
mind.
go online and Google anything.
Well, I know, but for somebody that eats out all the time to all of a sudden be like recipes.
He
And
just decided to explore and he couldn't believe
love
how
it.
much better he feels. So I thought that was very cool.
See, guys, you can do it.
You can. Anybody can. We just have this dialogue in our heads. I can't. I'm only going to do this much. I can only do this much. That's what I hear all the time. Well, I only want this. Don't give me too much. I can't do it. Yeah. I already did that. I'm not going to add that on too. I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Eating whole foods is something we won't do.
Now, when you say whole foods, explain to us.
Meat, potato,
whole foods. Okay.
vegetable, not
Yep.
already cooked for
Not
you,
processed.
not processed for you, not
Not the
in a TV
steamables.
dinner, not, just whole foods.
Yep.
Toast your own bread and make your own eggs. And
I found a recipe for 3-ingredient bread.
nice,
I'm going to try it.
nice.
I am. I was like, 3 ingredients? I like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll report back on how it is.
Yeah. Trying new foods.
Yeah.
Trying new foods is big for a variety of nutrition. I was in the grocery store the other day and she was probably about 8. She says to her mom and dad, Mom, can I have one of these? And they were like, no. It was an avocado. And they said, you tried that when you were a baby and you didn't like it.
Okay, you're now 8.
Oh. And she puts it back down. It took everything in my power not to walk up to him and say, but she is a little older now, and kids do that when they're funny. But the kid's going to be jaded for life that I don't like this food.
Right, because they said so.
And that was just a perfect example of what I see in adults all the time. No, I don't like that. Well, when was the last time you tried it? Oh, 20-something years ago. I don't like that. Because it's a memory and you won't go there.
Wow.
But it's robbing you of nutrients. So explore it, try new things. For me, I didn't get too involved. And you think about it, if the kid can't have it, and she tried it when she was a kid and didn't like it, and mom and dad said no, they don't even have it in the house for themselves and the other kids.
So they're depriving themselves because they might like it.
Well, apparently they don't. Or
I'm
they'd have it
guessing,
in the house,
yeah.
or they'd have it in the house. But I thought it was so interesting how quickly they shut her down and told her when she was a baby she didn't like it, she can't have it. But that's a reactive behavior, not a take a second, take a breath, and...
Sure, let's see it. That's a great idea. Let's try it and see. Let's see what can we do with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So think about the things we won't do for diabetes, right? If you're a diabetic. I've had a couple of clients with that. You know, my wife's a baker, I got to eat it.
No, you don't.
But they don't realize every time they raise that blood sugar, the inflammatory response goes up. They're damaging organs, they're damaging tissue, and they won't give it up because they love it, and they don't realize the long-term effect it's having on their body.
And again, long-term effect, not immediately obvious. So therefore, yeah, but I didn't have to take my insulin, but I didn't have to this, so it's okay. And it's not.
Heart disease, what are people not doing? Mostly not moving. Not moving. Or they got their 5,000 steps. They did those 5,000 steps. We'll try 5,500 today. No, I did my 5,000. That's it. But the body gets used to that level of movement, and you're not conditioning anymore. Up your ante a little. Try something new.
If you're lifting 5 pounds, try 6.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of listening to your body and feel. But they're doing it to the letter because they don't want to be doing it to begin with. So they're doing just that amount. You know, I had somebody come in and I'm like, still the same workout, huh? Yep. It works for me. I go, you do realize it's been 5 years and you're doing the exact same exercises. And I said, you say you're rigid. No, I like my workout. I'm like, okay. There's nothing you can do with that because they don't want, it's hard to try new things. It's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is where change happens because you sit in the uncomfortableness, you go past those boundaries inside yourself, and then you realize, oh my God, I did that? I know, I get uncomfortable.
I know I do too, but you know what you do is you go to Facebook and you look at a reel, or you happen to click on TikTok, and I'm not promoting these people, but you click on something, I'll see this lady.
A lot of people don't use the internet like that though. A lot of people
But I'm
do
just like
not.
scrolling through and they'll have these great exercises and I'm like, oh, if I did that and I tweaked it with this, I get great ideas from that.
Yeah.
I should do that for recipes.
Yep, osteoporosis. Get a workout partner if you have to. But if I hear one more time, as soon as I get a gym membership, as soon as I do this, as soon as I do that, I'm going to start it in a month. The body doesn't care. The body's still breaking down. That month doesn't matter.
It's not going to go, okay, I'm going to put it on hold till you
Work
join.
out in your home. There's a lot people can do in their home. Take 2 water gallons and walk with them.
Go up and down your stairs.
Go up and down your stairs.
Up, down.
But people do not want to work in their home enough to save their lives, and then they have every excuse, and they're always. I'm amazed at, I'm going to do that in a month. And they tell me these agendas, a month or 2 months, and I'm like, why not now? Why not now? Because they have a plan, but the plan never comes out. But the body in the interim is not going to wait for your plan. It all adds up. So yeah. So the goal is to break that cycle. Start small changes, just tiny little changes, but get to know what you're not doing to help yourself. You want to manage your habits just by slowly starting to get to know yourself and what you're doing and not doing, and just make little changes, and just start really getting to know yourself and what your body needs, and make a plan, make a health plan. What do I want to accomplish in the next 6 months? And what do I need to do that? And then narrow that down. Okay, I need to do this, but that's too much. What can I do now? All right, what can I do this week? What can I do today? And then start with that one and then go. Do what you need to do, but don't not do anything.
It occurred to me when you were saying that, and in closing, I just want to make sure you tell everybody how to find you and that the new website and everything. It occurred to me, I got this picture in my head when you were talking about somebody sitting on the couch and, ooh, the little Charlie horse, or ooh, your bum is getting numb, as my mom would say. I'm getting numb bum.
Get up and walk.
Or just pick your legs up if, depending on what your health level is, just pick your knees up. That's the one little thing you can do right then and there. It's very simple. Do the clicker 10 times and then change hands. And I'm laughing, but
no, but as long as you're moving,
serious.
you're starting. I mean, it's up to you. And what price are you willing to pay? What are you willing to not do?
for your health.
Because it all adds up.
It all
And
matters.
what this show is about is our healthcare system is struggling. So if we don't double down and start taking care of ourselves, you're subjected to a very inadequate system.
And again, giving all your power away.
And your caregivers, who do you trust enough that's going to take care of you the way you would want to be cared for? And that's a big deal. I mean, I'm looking to not have anybody caring for me. That's my goal.
That's my goal too. Yeah.
So
Self-sufficient.
And I know it sounds daunting, but the goal is to just throw it out there so you'll have an epiphany and then just stick to that epiphany and go to it. Don't try to take it all in. Just know, become aware, and then have that one that, oh, I get it. And every day you're looking at it now. That coffee gives me wicked reflux. Well, now you got to try to figure it out. Try mixing. Someone said baking soda in their coffee, a little tinge
Somebody
of that.
said butter. Somebody once said
Yeah,
butter.
or you can do the dandelion tea and just put a little coffee in that, and it'll help you wean off of coffee. They have chicory root and dandelion tea, and then you go half and half all the way until you wean off of it. There's plenty of ways that you can calm the reflux, but don't keep getting reflux. That's Barrett's syndrome. That can be esophageal cancer. You're fooling yourself and thinking it's only coffee.
Wow.
Because it adds up.
Goodness.
Right. Yeah, so awakenwellness.com and info.awakenwellness@gmail.com.
Excellent. So, and we'll be putting that up for you. We will be back with 2 more fabulous shows. Make sure you send in your comments, your concerns, or wonderful things that you've achieved so that we can share it with the audience, because I think that's the best part.
Yep.
Have yourselves a fabulous day, and Marie and I will see you next time.